Good morning, dear students. This is the second revision video of Chapter 1 Geography. Chapter name you can see Resources and Development, and this video is for the student of Standard 10. Students, in our previous video we discussed about definition of resource, types of resources, and sustainable development as well as resource planning. Here we will just discuss more about resource conservation and related topic. So let's start. When we talk about resource conservation, so name is only suggesting you that conservation means to use something judiciously or not allow it to be extinct. So here planned use of resources in order to meet the present needs and to store a part of for the future generation is called resource conservation. As you have read in the sustainable development that we are using the resources which are present and keeping it also for the future generation. So this way, when we just use the resource in planned way, that is called resource conservation. Why it is necessary to conserve resources? So many resources are non-renewable and is exhaustible. If we conserve them, we can use them for a longer period of time. Second reason is conservation of resources helps us to reduce wastage. It will help in economic progress. Third reason, resource conservation helps us to protect the environment. So for many purposes, resource conservation is very important, not only for keeping the resources for the future race, also to just not allow our environment to degrade or to conserve our environment, our atmosphere. This is important. You can see here what Mahatma Gandhi just said. So idea of Gandhiji about conservation of resources. He suggested that according to Gandhiji, there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. Okay, so there is enough resource for the need of the person, but if one become greedy, so that will become very less for them. So greedy and selfish individual and the exploitative nature of modern technology are the root cause for resource depletion. So according to Mahatma Gandhi, he has given the idea that why the resources are depleting and who can be responsible for the depletion of resources. So they are the greedy one. He was against mass production and wanted to replace it with production by masses. Mahatma Gandhi was always in favor that production must be done in cottage sector where number of people should be just engaged in work and production will take place. He was never in the favor of mechanization and industrialization. Next you can see land as a resource. When we talk about land, so it is the habitat of man. All the economic activities are performed on land. The soil cover on the land is essential for plant growth. So land is necessary for agriculture. Land is used to set up industrial units. Roads and railways are built on the land. Commercial activities also require land. Natural vegetation and wildlife are supported by land. I don't think I have to explain you much about land, that for what purpose land is useful for us. Land, on land only every type of activities we are just doing. On land only we are just settled. On land only we are cultivating our crops. We are doing our different occupations. So that is the use of land. Whatever construction work related to the transport, related to the movement of the people are just taking place on land. So the resource which is most important, that is land. So it must be under different relief features in India. We know that in our country land under different relief features. So we are having our plains, mountains, plateaus. Lands are also not even. We are having 43% of land surface, mountains are 30%, plateau are 27%. So this 43% of India's land area is plain. This region is good for agriculture and industry. 30% of the land area is mountain. This region is rich in water resources. Plateaus occupy 27% of the land area. This region is rich in mineral, fossil fuels and forest. So just like we have read that resources are not divided equally or distributed equally, in same manner when we talk about land resource, so it is also not divided equally. We have 43% of land surface on which we can do the cultivation work, we can set up the factories or industries. We are having 30% of mountains, which is the source of rivers. Then we have plateau, okay, 27% plateau, so that is a rich source of minerals, fossil fuels and forest. Land use pattern, if we talk about how much land we are using for what purpose, so you can see here total land area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer, out of which 43.41% of land area is net sown area. Net sown area are the area on which we are just sowing our seeds. Forest occupy 22.57% of land area. 6.29% of the land is wasteland. So this is the data by which you can understand that we have 100% of land and how the 100% of land are just in use. So 43.41% land area is net sown area where people are just cultivating. Forest occupy 22.57. 6.29% of the land is wasteland. Wasteland you can just refer to any land which is not in use. 7.92 of the land is used for non-agricultural purpose. You can include in the construction work also. 3.45% of land is pastoral land. It means grazing land. 1.10% of the land is tree crop where you will see the orchard. 4.41% of land is cultivable wasteland. Okay, it means land is cultivable but it is not in use. Okay, 3.82% of the land is fallow or other than current fallow. Fallow land, it means which remains vacant for some time due to any reason. Suppose that you purchase the land, you purchase a plot and you are not using it. You constructed the boundary from all sides but it is not in use. Okay, so that is considered as fallow land or other than current fallow land. 7.03% of the land is current fallow. Fallow means any vacant land which is not in use. So basically we have to understand that in this way also we are degrading the quality of land. So causes of land degradation are large scale soil erosion caused by running water and wind. Second is dumping of waste materials from mining centers and industrial units. So this way also lands are becoming fallow. So wasteland or fallow land, barren land, so these are the ultimately source of land degradation. Over irrigation leads to increase in many insalinity and alkalinity in the soil. When we just over irrigate the field, that increase the salinity in the soil and alkalinity in the soil. So this also leads to the soil degradation or land degradation. Overgrazing by animals and deforestation is the other cause of land degradation. The pasture land, you can understand the pasture land which will be overgrazed by the animal or deforestation wherever it will take. So that will be the reason behind the land degradation. Wastewater from the industrial units that also pollute land. Mineral processing like grinding of limestone for cement industry and calcite and soapstone for ceramic industry creates a lot of dust. This dust is deposited in the neighboring land. So this way also cultivable land can become into barren land. Now the question arises that how do industries cause land degradation? So that is very simple to understand. Some industries dump solid waste which contains harmful chemicals on the neighboring land. So this way it leads to the land degradation, that is due to the industrial waste only it is happening. Some industries discharge wastewater to the fields Mineral processing like grinding and limestone for cement industry, just like previously we have read. So these are the reason behind the land degradation. So industries or industrial development will also take to the depletion of the land. Clearing of forest for industrial purpose, that is also the cause of land degradation. So here we basically discussed about land degradation, as well as we discussed about conservation of land. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much.